Hi, it's Monday and it's time for block 15 of the June Mini Madness series. I hope you have a good Monday and a good start of your week. Today I decided to pre-sew my half-square triangles since you've had a week's worth of practice on those, so you should know how to do them. For the 3-inch blocks, you're going to need 2 1 7/8 inch square of your red fabric cut in half diagonally and 4 of your 1 7/8 inch of your background cut in half diagonally. To make your 4 half-square triangle units, you'll need 2 1.5 inch squares of your background and 3 1.5 inch squares of your blue fabric or whatever other fabric you're using. This is a 2-color block. For your 6-inch blocks, you'll need 2 7/8 inch squares of your red fabric cut in half and 2 7/8 inch of your background squares cut in half diagonally to make those half-square triangles. Right, 2 7/8 and 2 7/8. I'm not sure if I bumbled that. 2 2.5 inch squares of your background and 3 2.5 inch squares of your blue fabric. So once you sew your half-square triangles, you arrange your block as such. This is the Road to California, and we'll sew it together. And I will tell you that I'll have page 3 of written instructions up on my blog today. There'll be a link to download that page, so you'll have the next 5 blocks here that we've done. And you'll be able to print them up and save them. For those of you that are starting out your work week, I hope it's a good one. And if you're starting out another week at home, I hope it's a good one as well. I've been enjoying my one day of work at the quilt shop for the last couple weeks. It's been kind of nice to get back into a little more normal of a routine. We're getting ready for the Quilters Trek, which was formerly the Row by Row experience. And this year they have decided to do it a bit differently, and each shop is designing 9-inch blocks that go together in a row or a square. And then since COVID-19 happened, they've also added the option of being able to purchase those kits online. So at Threads That Bind, we're busy getting our kits together. I'm writing up the instructions, and it's down to the wire here. So hopefully I'll get that finished up today, and we'll be ready to start our Quilters Trek. So for this block, we're going to press the center seams toward the center square, and the seams on the outer row are going to go out toward the outside. So this gives you, so you're pressing away from your half-square triangles, which is really optimal to reduce bulk. As always, you can press open if you like. Make sure your seams are nested as you sew them together. Got to watch this area. You got 2 triangles meeting, so I like to kind of pull that back, take a peek, and make sure they're both in the right spot. Sew over them. And then the same thing on this side. You're going to want to make sure your points are meeting up nicely. You sew right across the tip. You don't want to sew into the tip. Oops, so that one's a little bit off. So this one I would resew. And to resew that, you don't need to take out the whole seam. I usually go back about halfway. those stray threads out of the way. And really take a look and see why I was so far off on that one. Okay, we want to get those nested. Let's try this. Try number 2, see what we come up with here. That looks a little better. It's still a little off, but I think it's close enough to make me happy. So that's block 15, Road to California. See you tomorrow with the next block.